Hi, I'm Dale LePage.
And I'm Tina Marie Billing.
Welcome to Pride TV. Stick around. Come in, sit back, relax. We've got your Pride TV. We're bringing you some Pride TV. We've got so much to share right here on Pride TV. We're bringing you your Pride TV.
And now, Pride TV with Dale LePage.
Thank you for sticking with us here on New England Pride TV. I'm joined right now by Hector and Rebecca. I'm there from the Family Health Center, and we have so much to talk about. So I'm just going to turn to you, Hector, and say go, because you got a new program going.
Thank you for having us, Dale. As you mentioned, my name is Hector. I'm a clinical social worker. I'm here with my colleague, Rebecca Thal, who is a nurse practitioner, and we are 50% of the Trans Health program at Family Health Center.
Wonderful.
We started officially the clinic in January of 2016 after a medical provider, he and I shared a significant amount of patients, and we kept hearing stories about our clients having to travel all the way to Fenway to go for a 20-minute medical visit to get their trans health care.
There was no place closer?
There wasn't anything open in Worcester.
Wow.
So he and I went and got trained and started this small little program, and since its inception in 2016, we now have 35 people in our program who we have either initiated hormone therapy for or continued hormone therapy.
That is amazing. Well, thank you for that, first of all. So it started in 2015, and that's when you first marched in Pride, and you had 7 people that year, right?
Yeah, so we had 7 employees and some family and friends, so it was probably about 15 in total.
And this year in Marching in Pride, you had?
We had 60.
60 people. That's incredible.
Yeah, it was a really amazing turnout. It included our CEO, COO, our Chief Human Resource and the Chief Officer from Development, and people from pharmacy, medical providers, school-based health centers.
You got everybody together?
Everybody. It felt like everyone from every department. Medical interpreters were there. It was really fantastic turnout.
That's beautiful. Now, Rebecca, you are a nurse practitioner.
Correct.
I learned that in the pre-interview. And I'm going to say what I always say when somebody introduces themselves as a nurse practitioner. I always like my nurse practitioner much better than my doctor. Do you hear that?
I won't tell my physician colleagues, but I do hear
you
that.
You do hear that.
I do. Yeah, and so I'm part of the Trans Health program with Hector, another social worker, and Dr. Gleckel, who's my medical provider colleague on the team. And the 4 of us operate basically by an informed consent model, so minimizing the amount of gatekeeping. I mean, we don't believe that trans health is any different than anything else that happens in primary care, and our mission is to bring trans health squarely into the realm of primary care and treat folks in their community, just as Family Health is treating a large proportion of Worcester residents in a vast number, I think 55 languages, are spoken by our patients. And so really committing to bring wraparound services to the people of Worcester, including transgender health. So at the moment, we're just 2 medical providers, but we've done a lot of staff training and a lot of training of medical students and residents.
Let's talk about your training. Like, is it
Sure.
When you say you're training staff, is it on pronouns, on?
Great question.
Okay.
Yeah, so, from the minute you, as a queer, trans, LGBTQ person, from the minute you walk into a health center, you're looking for signs of active, allyship, acceptance, competence, that kind of thing, right? And maximizing sort of the visibility of that in our clinic, but also backing that up with staff training, right? So training not just providers and social workers, but everyone you meet before you get into the clinic room with a provider, right? So that's front desk staff, that's the people doing insurance enrollments, that's the pharmacy and the lab. And so in 2017, 2018, we embarked on a training program to train our staff in, sort of, pronouns,
Yep.
basics of sort of LGBTQ community, what the terms mean, stuff like that. And at last count, I think we've trained 350
There's
staff.
350 staff in the health center that we have trained, and I also facilitate LGBT competency during every month during new hire orientation. So every new employee,
That's key.
every consultant, every volunteer has to go through a small portion of that training.
Now, where are you located?
We're at 26 Queen Street, so just up that hill off the 7 bus line.
Yep.
And we serve, I think it's upwards of 26,000 patients in the Worcester area.
Oh my God, that's staggering to me.
Yeah.
So do your patients do LGBTQ patients and come to you and say that it's nice for them to finally feel comfortable? Have they felt uncomfortable at places? The reason I'm asking this because I remember years ago.
You had an experience.
I did years ago. I was switching doctors. I was simply switching doctors. When you switch insurances, sometimes your insurance doesn't take the other doctor, and so I had to go get my file. It was like literally a folder with with my name on it and bring it to my new office, and the receptionist brought my folder to me. I was waiting at the front desk, and in giant red magic marker, the folder just said homosexual on it, on the top of it. And she handed it to me, and I was frozen. I was like literally frozen. And she looked at me. She goes, "I'm so sorry. I didn't do that." And I said, "Okay." And I walked out into my car. I just sat in my car and I cried. And so it's amazing that you guys are. Have you heard any stories like I finally feel comfortable? Where
Yeah, so a few years ago, I remember being part of the team that was initiating hormones therapies for a trans female patient of ours. And when she was signing the informed consent, she said, "It's taken 10 years for me to find a physician that will be able to start this."
What?
And that was insane because this person used to live in New York City and also lived in Philadelphia. And that it took her moving to Worcester to find a team that would be able to help her live her authentic life.
Right.
It was a really overwhelming moment. I got a little tearful, and
Yeah.
it's just to be thinking that it's a decade long.
That's staggering to me.
I have a trans son, and I know that when we go to a new doctor's office, he's always very worried about if they're going to be accepting of him. And we just went to a new dermatologist, and one of the first questions they asked is, "What are your pronouns?" Which
You're
made them
kidding me.
feel very happy.
Oh, I love hearing
yeah,
that.
Yeah. So it's, the work that you're doing is so important.
One of the things that we wanted to also make sure is that I think being affirming is great. We really believe in that, but we also you need to know the science, and you need to know the mental health. And there are a lot of providers out there who are friendly and caring and thoughtful, but if you don't know what you're doing, which is one of the reasons why we have spent a significant amount of our time getting trained in this, it's crucial for you to know how to provide care, not just to be friendly.
I think that is brilliant, and we're winding down, but I want to get information from you. How can people find out about you, where you located, your phone numbers, your emails, your website, all that, anything like that?
So if a person is trans or non-binary and they're looking for sort of primary care, they can reach my office at 508-860-7939 or email me at hector.perez@fhcw.org.
Wonderful.
And I believe I've given my information.
You have.
So
Well, thank you so much. I'm so proud of Worcester. I'm so proud of you guys, and bravo to you, and I wish you much success on this.
Continue the good work.
Yeah.
thank you
so
Thank
much.
you for having us.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Pride TV is presented by Fallon Health and sponsored by Remax Vision, Bay State Savings Bank, Safe Homes, Paul Chasen Interior Design, Nuovo Restaurants, Dr. Frank P. Fetchner Plastic Surgery, Art Reach, Roots and Press Cafe and Bookstore, Heard Strategy and Storytelling, and Castanetti Realty Group.
Hi everyone, hey Dale, it's me, Miss Lady Sabrina. And yes, I know I look a little different today. It is paying tribute to someone who's recently passed, who was a bearded queen who was unapologetically themselves. So, this is for you, Yolandi. Today, I think we're going to talk about couples. I've been getting a lot of messages about couples. You know, when to call the relationship. You know, it just seems like everyone is really fast to leave them lately. So, here's my take on it. You know, for couples that are so eager to call it quits and throw in the towel on your relationship because everything isn't perfect, here's some food for thought. Lifelong commitment is not what most people think it is. It's not waking up every morning, making breakfast together, eating together. You know, it's not cuddling in bed until both of you fall asleep, rocking gently. It's not a clean home filled with laughter and lovemaking every day. It's someone who steals the covers and snores and slams doors. And there are a few harsh words at times. It's stubbornly disagreeing and giving each other the silent treatment until your hearts heal and then you forgive. It's coming home to the same person every day that you know loves and cares about you in spite of and because of who you are. You know, it's laughing about the one time you accidentally did something stupid. Okay, maybe 2 times. It's about dirty laundry and unmade beds. It's about helping each other with the hard work of life. It's about swallowing the nagging words instead of saying them out loud. It's about eating the easiest meal you can make and sitting down together at a late hour because you both had crazy days. You know, it's when you have emotional breakdowns and your love lays down with you and holds you and tells you everything will be okay. You know, and part of you believes them. You know, it's about still loving someone, even though sometimes they make you absolutely insane. You know what I mean. You know, loving someone isn't always easy. Sometimes it's hard, but it's amazing and comforting and one of the best things you will ever experience. You know, and if you're blessed to have a wonderful partner in your life, you know, then celebrate them. You know, let them know how much you love them. I think it's very important for us to look at our lives and not go use car shopping when it comes to relationships. You know, we're all secondhand goods. We're all secondhand goods. So we're not perfect. We can't expect the other person to be perfect either. But what we can do is we can love them as we would wish to be loved when we're not at our best. All right. Well, I hope that answers a lot of your questions. And I hope to talk to you again real soon, next month, actually. So keep the letters coming in. I love you all. Love and light. Lady Sabrina.
Hey guys, Dale LePage here once again for Worcester Pride. This is 2019 and our first interview, we're starting it off with the prettiest girl in the room, Miss Poison Envy. First of all, I know you handed over your crown last night. Can you tell me a little bit about that and the emotions that were going through your head?
Yeah, so it was super emotional for me because my drag sister Harley Quinn won, and when I found out she won, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to keep it together, and I couldn't. I hugged her. I went backstage and sobbed. I was so immensely proud of her, and like, I'm sure I'll be crying by the end of the day today.
One of the things that was extremely emotional I was a judge last night at the Worcester Pride pageant. It's one of my favorite things to do, by the way, and during one of your performances, your only performance last night, the outpouring of love that was showed to you, because you just got released from the hospital, and I know what that's like to not have the monetary coming in, the money coming in to pay your bills or pay your rent or whatever, and people who were aware of that, the crowd was just, they were standing in line to give you money. That must have been so emotional.
It was like so my step down number was already emotional for me because it had so much to do with my reign.
Yes.
But then like I just saw more and more people there, and like everyone was there, and I just started like I was getting choked up on stage. I was just like, I'm like, I keep it together. I'm not wearing waterproof mascara.
Well, that's a mistake. Even I'm wearing it now. So one of the things that I wanted to mention before we end this little interview is you had a very specific song last night, and you had some friends come on stage with you. Let's talk about that and talk about Drag Queen Storytime.
Yeah, so I did Drag Queen Storytime for the first time here in Worcester at the end of last year, and there was a lot of backlash, but there was also a lot of love, and so I wanted to dedicate my step down number to sort of that movement because I think it's super important. And so I had some younger kids join me on stage, and we had little storybooks that said on the inside, "Write Your Own History," which is the theme for Pride this year, and it meant a lot to me to do that. And we're actually going to be doing a story time at the Bull Mansion today at 1.
All right.
So that'll be a lot of fun. So
Beautiful.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey guys, we're here with Peter Bakayaki. I said it correctly. It's only taken me 6 years to say it correctly. And Peter is the president of Worcester Pride for how long now?
I think 5 or 6 years. I don't even know. I've been involved with Pride for over 10. So.
Now, ask me how long you've been president. Ask me.
How long, Dale?
Not long enough. Now, one of the things that I'm extremely proud to call you my friend, and I think you've done an exceptional job on every aspect of being the president of Worcester Pride.
Wow, thanks.
And this year, as of last year, it's getting bigger and bigger. What do you think about this year's parade?
I think it's phenomenal. I mean, I'm standing here. I've been here, 15, 20 minutes?
yes.
And the last vehicle, which is Worcester Fire Department, is just still coming down.
The parade was 20 minutes. That's
Yeah, right.
amazing.
So,
Oh
it
my
is,
God.
yeah. So, and it doesn't sound amazing, but there's been years it's only, 10 minutes.
Yes, yes. Oh yeah. So you've seen, well, under your presidency, you've seen it grow and expand and get better and better.
Yeah.
And now one of the things that I wanted to point out to everybody who might not be here at Worcester Pride is they encourage vendors of all types here. And how do you reach out to these vendors and allies?
Well, a lot through social media,
Okay.
but there's a lot of word of mouth. I mean, we have like a lot of the vendors that are here will spread the word. You should, yeah. Oh, you should go to Worcester Pride. You should go to Worcester Pride. It's like, so we do get a lot of referrals from our current vendors.
That's
So,
brilliant.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
brilliant. And what that's an awesome compliment to you and your organization.
Yeah, and we've this year we sold out our vendors.
Oh my God.
Months ago. I mean, we literally do not have any more spots for vendors on the common.
All right. Well, one of the things we're going to be doing today is walking around and talking to some of these vendors.
Yes.
So
that
thank
sounds
you
great.
very much.
Yeah.
I know you have lots of things to do. Now,
And maybe one of those is sitting down.
have you? I could have done this interview sitting down. Have you gotten any rest?
Well, I slept last night.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay. It's a start.
That's a start.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dale. Thanks.
Hey guys, I'm here with my friend Brianna. Now, Brianna did something amazing. I don't know if it was this year or last year. You started something called Shades.
Yes. So last year we were hearing a lot about how people wanted more people of color involved events. And so like in a matter of 2 weeks, we planned a whole mixer and we got like about 50 people and a whole lot of interest. And so I pitched it to Pride and they were like, well, let's make it all like a full-time thing. And so they made it a subcommittee and here we are a year later. We just hosted our first event and it was a diversity forum.
And how'd that go?
It was incredible. And tonight we have our mixer and that already has like so many people going, I can't wait. And so I'm just like, in a year, so much.
Yes. Now, you have a mixer tonight. Where's it going to be held?
Bull Mansion from 6 to 8.
All right, for those of you who don't know where the Bull Mansion is, it's at 55 Pearl Street in Worcester, Massachusetts. And shout out to Victoria and Addie. They've really been supporting the community big time, right?
They actually leased that whole entire floor to Candy and Nikki Luparelli so that we can have more drag events.
I think that's breaking news. At least it is to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's been out for a minute. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, it's wonderful. I love that. I didn't know it was leased to them. She's fabulous,
And we
Victoria.
have events like weekly almost.
Yep. Yep.
So there's always something to do there.
Now, you had speakers at your forum last week, was it?
Yeah, it was this week, and the speakers were John Troball, Chantel Bethia. They're both doing the Run for a School Committee. We had Kiana Langley-Carr. We had Ivan Espinosa, as well as Alfred Green, who is the LGBT Asylum Task Force Director.
I know him and love him.
Amazing
Yes.
people. They were incredible. The conversations that we had were like so well fleshed out and developed. I didn't think that. Honestly, I can't think of anything that would make it any better.
I love this. Now, if people watching this want to get to know about Shades, and how can they contact you?
So we do have a Facebook page. It is Shades by Worcester Pride, and you can also email us at shadeswp, no capitalizations or punctualizations either, at gmail.com.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
All right. Hey guys, Dale LePage here. I am here now with the reigning Mr. Worcester. What's your name, please?
Damian Phoenix Montoya.
Now, I happened to be one of the judges at the pageant last night, and you were outstanding, as evidenced by your new title.
Thank you.
One of the things I loved was your talent portion, because it's different than anything I've ever seen before.
Okay.
And tell our viewers a little bit more about why you chose to do that as your talent portion, and what you said beforehand, which was powerful.
Yes, definitely. So my talent portion was pretty much a bodybuilding posing routine to music. And at first, when I joined the competition, I was nervous because I felt like it was a little chauvinistic. But when I thought about it, talent requires practice, dedication, and my fitness is something I really take seriously. And for my whole life, I've envisioned this body for myself, and through the process of transitioning, I've finally been able to align my mind and my body. So it was just a little bit of a show of my work, my hard work, my dedication, and my triumph over transition.
I don't know if you were able to go on to the Worcester Pride, and you might see some videos from last night's performance, and it was pretty spectacular. So congratulations. And by the way, I'm loving the crown. This is a spectacular crown. How do I know it's spectacular? Because I bought it.
You must know. Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey guys, we're here with another winner from last night's Pride pageant, the reigning Ms. Worcester Pride.
I'm Kat Rodriguez. Nice to meet everybody.
All right. Now, last night you did a crowd favorite. You did a song from Wicked.
Yes, I did. I did Popular, portraying Kristen Chenoweth. No.
Now, do you remember what your question was last night? Question and answer part of any pageant is always the most nerve-wracking and difficult, I think. What did you think?
It was very nerve-wracking. I had the question of what my advice would be to someone who was debating coming out of the closet.
Oh, yes.
And very challenging.
But I remember your answer was great, because you said everybody has to come out in their own time, correct?
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Everybody's different. There's no one way to do it.
Yep. Now, since you just won last night, this is like the next morning. And what was it like riding in your first Pride Parade?
It was exhilarating. It's something like I've never done before. So, yeah.
Were you aware that this year's Pride Parade is the biggest they've had ever?
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So now I feel like a part of something special.
You are, of course you are. Now, one of the things that usually title holders do is they'll have a fundraiser, or they will have some kind of event for Worcester Pride. Do you know what you're going to do? Are you planning on anything yet?
I have a few ideas.
Good.
I want to see what kind of comes of things
Okay.
before I start sharing my plans, but
All right.
I've got some ideas brewing.
All right. Love the lashes.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
And congratulations.
Thank you again.
All right. And the celebrities just keep on coming. I'm here now with MX Worcester Pride. You were crowned last night. How was that?
It was incredible. It was so unexpected, and I second to the birth of my children, that is like the coolest moment ever.
I love that. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. Now, we had interviewed some of the winners of last night too, and we were talking about the question and answer segment. Did you find that the hardest part of the evening?
You know what's funny? That wasn't the hardest part for me, because I just spoke from the heart. I talked a little too long. I got a little ranty. But I love to talk. I could talk forever. The hardest part for me, because I'm get a little bit anxious about looks was honestly the walk-on with Express Yourself.
Oh, the very beginning.
The very beginning, I bought like 4 backup outfits with me. I changed so many times.
Wonderful.
That was the hardest part.
Now that you're part of Worcester Pride royalty, we were talking about events and fundraising and stuff, but what was it like riding the parade today for the first time?
Oh, it was glorious. It was so fantastic. I just loved it. Seeing the faces of LGBTQIA elders, of little kids, it just gives me so much hope. And it makes me really proud as a non-binary person. When I was a kid, my mom and I were talking about this morning. I didn't have language growing up to describe myself.
Right.
And now there are little kids along the path who are rocking, like little punk rock mohawks and tutus, and I can wave to them and we can see each other.
One of the things that Peter Bacchiati told us earlier, who is the president of Pride, this is the biggest Worcester Pride Parade in history, and you were part of that.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, isn't that
I don't know what
amazing?
to say.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right, thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Hi everyone, I'm Amy T's wife. Hey, it's me, Amy T, with another segment of Experimental Comedy Therapy. This month, I decided that I wanted to celebrate love. My wife and I just celebrated our 6-year wedding anniversary and coming up on 10 years together, which is very exciting. Some of you may or may not know me, but I kind of put it together a little bit of a montage of what love looks like to me. I have performed many wedding ceremonies as well as participated in my own few marriages.
I married and divorced the same woman twice. I swear to God, I swear to God. Because after a couple martinis, you fall back in love again. It's a whole thing. Which is why I'm 9 years sober.
Yeah, my wife and I were celebrating our anniversary. We got married on Martin Luther King Day, which was a very important date to me because I thought it was a great way to celebrate our civil rights, and then I thought it was also a great way to honor all the black men that she had dated before me. Plus, it was a Monday and it was way cheaper, and that was more important to me.
This is what I tell my wife, and your future husband should tell you this too. I tell my wife that I feel like the universe tailor-made her and hand-delivered her to me. That's what. I know. Isn't that a good line? I know. You guys put that one in your back pocket, because that's a good one. Yeah, because if you find yourself single again, you can use it. All right? Don't try to use it tonight. Yeah, because then it'll get awkward and she'll be thinking about me and it's just weird. So let's...
And we no longer celebrate Valentine's Day anymore after last year's debacle. Like, we just hung that holiday up because last year for Valentine's Day, this is what my gift was for the gift of love, right? The holiday of love. My gift was 6 weeks to the Brazilian butt lift, the 3 DVD set. That was my gift. And I opened up the gift and I'm like, this gift sucks. And she's like, no, honey, that's not for you to do. That's for me to do for you so that I have the Brazilian butt lift. And I said, oh, well, that gift was actually for me. Shouldn't you have started on New Year's Day so by the 6 weeks later you would have the ass that goes with this gift? Right now I just have coffee table coasters and you don't have the ass. I actually think I'm like in a semi-abusive relationship because she actually had the audacity to tell me she wanted to get me a Peloton for Christmas. Lucky for me, my wife has a pretty good sense of humor. You're so fresh. Until next time, make sure you do your part in spreading love, promoting love, and supporting love. Until next time, be responsible for the energy you bring into this world. Practice compassion and tolerance. Take care, everybody.
And we've come to the end of another episode of Pride TV. I'd like to thank our guests, Hector and Rebecca from
Family Health Center.
And our guests we had in our Pride celebration video. Until next time, thanks for watching Pride TV, and please don't be afraid to shine your light.
Because you might be lighting the way for someone in need.
See ya.